Ow. What's up, everyone? Punchy back with Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 3, Higurashi. We are heading straight into the next recording. Last time, Punchy got to talk to Kano-san and Tomitake because he took a real long way to work. He ended up at that, the garbage dump type place where Reno would like to jump in for treasure, junk and stuff. Met Tomitake, led him to the Fruity Shrine. That's where we started talking. And at the very end of it all, Punchy was asking who Takano-san thinks does the murders of Oyashiro-sama, because they went through the whole thing like, oh, it's actually people, not an actual curse. And right before it did, it cut us off, so we didn't get to hear what Takano-san thinks. Although, like I said about the second chapter, I think it should be Mion, even if it's from a different chapter. It looks like that's just like a common detail for each chapter, but we'll see. Many of my classmates were playing freely in the schoolyard. A few of them had just run out of the school building after putting on their shoes and tapping their toes to the ground. It looked like they had just finished eating lunch. From a time manipulating standpoint, I guess I succeeded. Oh, Maribara-san! Are you okay? A few girls noticed me and came running over. It was only natural they were worried. You'd think if someone wasn't there in the morning, they'd be out the rest of the day. Well, I'm just late for school. Don't worry about it. Anyway, what about Satoko? Did she come today? The girls exchanged glances. I saw a thin shadow fall over their faces and knew the answer without needing to hear them reply. Satoko was absent today too. When all was said and done, after being out 3 days, she'd only come back for 1. And now she was out again. Who knew if she would come tomorrow? Yeah. But the teacher said she got a phone call from Satoko-chan. She said she had a cold. Chie-sensei said everyone should make sure to rinse their mouths out really well. Wait a minute. Chie-sensei? That's a little too thick-headed, don't you think? You're a teacher, aren't you? Why can't you be more sensitive and catch on to the fact that your pupil is sending out an SOS? But even if she did, there's nothing we could hope for. Yeah, let's not be so harsh. I mean, Chie-sensei isn't going to be telling everyone like, oh, I also think that Satoko is being held by her uncle. It's just not how you do it. The most she could do was a home visitation. She didn't have any right to take Satoko from her uncle into safety. No matter the result, it would end up just like the public agencies, with a wait-and-see attitude. It would just piss Satoko's uncle off, and her suffering would only grow deeper. Then, wasn't saying she had a cold the best option? She's right. Be careful not to catch a cold, got it? You can go now. There's still plenty of time left in lunch break. The girls excitedly scattered into the schoolyard. Oh, Punchy-kun! Rennie was yelling out of the classroom window, waving her hand. A moment later, Mion and Rika-chan poked their heads out too. We were very worried that even you would be absent today. Thank goodness. You don't seem sick. You look pretty okay. I felt a little uncomfortable with her saying that I didn't look sick, but I didn't care that much. What happened? Overslept? Well, lady's late. Think if I said I was late because of a train accident, she'd let it slide? You overslept? Mion was being a bit persistent. Was she going to put on her club president cap and scold me for being late? Well, maybe she didn't have it in for me, so I briefly stated that she was right. There's still more bento. Everyone eat up. Without Punchy-kun here, we couldn't have any fun. Satoko is still absent, huh? Even Rena, feigning cheerfulness, couldn't stand to hear that, and her face darkened. She called this morning. Apparently, she said her cold came back and she was staying home again. She said it might go on for a while, too. She must be sad, so we were talking about going to visit. What are you saying, Rika-chan? Not pleased with Rika-chan wearing a wide smile as though it was a happy occasion, I threw cold water on her. We know best of all she doesn't have a cold, don't we? Don't ever tell her to feel like that again, even as a joke. I'll get mad next time. Punchy. I mean, I've been saying that he's been acting, like crazily and harshly, but there's no need to take it out on other people. Rika-chan furrowed her brow, looked down, and mumbled an apology. It's not just you, Punchy-kun. It's hard for everyone. I know I'm not the only one worrying, but none of us can do anything either, can we? That's true, but... I got the feeling I would cause another fight if this exchange went on, so I apologized first. Sorry. I'm sorry, so forget about what I just said. It's hard for everyone, right? Must be. It was at least clear, however, that I was the only one who had worried so much about rescuing her. At the very least, everyone else probably got the normal amount of sleep last night. Probably had good dreams, too. They definitely hadn't stayed up all night thinking so desperately. See, Punchy, it's not about... I can completely understand, Punchy, that if something like that's gonna happen, you can't sleep, you can't function properly, but no matter what, it doesn't allow you to lash out at other people just because you think, you're worried the most. I know it might not be what you want to hear right after you get to school, but you were late today, Punchy-chan. Did it have anything to do with Satoko being absent? Huh? Mean, what are you talking about? Sometimes you act kind of foolhardy, Punchy-chan. Both you and her were absent this morning. We seriously thought you might have kidnapped her and hidden her somewhere. Easy for you to say. If I could have, I'd have done that last night. None of them had really thought about how difficult that clear-as-day solution was. It's not clear... God! I was up thinking all night, thinking until the night was brightening. And then I concluded that I couldn't do anything of the sort. Don't be dumb. I couldn't hide someone. You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize if I upset you. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's eat some food. I'm starving. I took my bento box out of my bag. Everyone moved to make a spot for me to sit. Minbaru-kun, did you just get here? As I was just about to stick my chopsticks in, Chie-sensei came along. Yeah. Sorry for being late. I overslept. What the heck? Even the teacher was giving me that strange look. When you finish eating, could you and the president come to the teacher's lounge? There's something I want to talk about. Probably about Satoko, I thought. Sensei left it at that and went back out into the hallway. Eating lunch can wait. Let's go, Mion. You're right. Me and I exchanged looks, nodded to each other, and got up. It's probably about Satoko-chan. No doubt about it. They were saying she had a cold, but everyone in class knew the truth. I didn't think that would have reached the teacher's ears by now. I kept playing dumb, so I think she gave up asking me. Revealing the truth to the teacher would only worsen the situation. Was that why she hadn't said anything? Or was it because she was Satoko's friend and knew that she was trying to endure the trial of her uncle's abuse in order to get her brother to come home? What should we do? Maybe we should use this chance to get a collective opinion. What do you want to do, Rika-chan? Meep. Satoko's closest and best friend was Rika-chan. However much I pretended to be her Nini, it didn't come close to the amount of time they'd spent together. so I felt like her opinion should be held in the highest regard. I know why Satoko was enduring her uncle's torture. Everyone looked startled and turned to me. Back then, whenever Satoko was abused, she probably cried and hid behind her brother. But Satoko thinks that, in the end, that's why her brother ran away. Who did you hear that from? The coach, I bet. I nodded quietly. Satoko believes her brother will come back if she can withstand the abuse. Maybe that's why she's trying to push through. But that assumption has nothing to do with Satoshi coming back. It hurts to say that about Satoko, but it's the truth. Everyone hung their heads. Everyone was thinking the same thing. Satoko probably won't be happy no matter who helps her. She wants to withstand everything with her own strength. But is it really right to respect that? I don't think it is. Even if Satoko hates us for a while, I think there will come a time when we need to save her against her will. And I think that time might be now. I told them all about what I saw and how I felt when I went to Satoko's house yesterday. Punchy-kun, so you think we should tell someone? Of course, only after we're sure that reporting it to a public agency will guarantee her safety. Without being sure of that, it could just be more dangerous for her instead. It's a difficult problem. You think we can get a definite promise out of the teacher? I had no confidence, but we had to try. Meanwhile, Rikuchan had her hand raised for a while, as if asking for an opportunity to speak. I will leave it to Punchy. What? Is that okay, Rikuchan? Punchy-kun is thinking about Satoko more than anybody else here. If Punchy thinks that we need to tell someone, then I have no complaints. Thanks. Mian, Rena, are you okay with that? Mian seemed to hesitate, not knowing if she should agree. But when she saw Rena's firm nod, she made up her mind and did the same. Okay. Let's go, Mian. Right. Ooh, man, talk with the teacher. I don't think we ever talked to her seriously before, so this will be new. Only Chie-sensei was in the teacher's lounge. We didn't see the principal anywhere. The schedule on the blackboard under the principal's name said, Training, going straight home. Our principal's sense of justice was too strong. Satoko's problems wouldn't be solved with something so vague. Maybe it was a stroke of good luck that he wasn't here. When the teacher saw me and I came in, she closed up her curry bento, saving the rest for later. Sit over there, please. She told us to take a seat in the chairs directly in front of the principal's seat. I hadn't sat in this chair since doing the paperwork for transferring in. The two of us sat there uncomfortably before the teacher walked over carrying a notebook and a ballpoint pen and sat in front of us. Mirabara-kun, you were absent this morning. Did something happen? I'm sorry, I overslept. Really? I have no reason to lie. She narrowed her eyes at me in suspicion. And I was sure of it. She wanted to talk about Satoko. In any case, I think you two already know, but your friend Hoji-san has been away frequently lately. Neither Mian nor I had anything to say in response. But the teacher proceeded, not minding. Would you happen to know anything? There are some people in class spreading bad rumors. Mian looked down and remained silent, as though she were being lectured. She sent me a quick glance. Everyone had made up their minds. They'd be leaving things to me. Mian-kun? Or maybe Mirabara-kun? I won't get mad or anything, okay? If you know something, I just want you to tell me. Sensei, Can we ask you a question first? She must have had anticipated that response. She looked surprised. I don't know what rumors are going around about Satoko in class, but if those rumors happen to be true, what would you do, Sensei? Well, what would I do? If it's true that she's being abused by her uncle, then I can't leave it alone. Can't leave alone what? I can't leave what alone exactly? What would you do? Sensei's eyebrows shot up. Maybe I said it like I was trying to pick a fight. Miyabara-kun, I'm being serious here. So am I. I'm also being completely serious right now. Please answer me. If it were true, what wouldn't you leave alone? Sensei took a few breaths, then began to speak slowly. First, I'd have to visit Hoji-san's house to confirm the situation. Her uncle might get mad and drive you away, though. Well, okay. Let's say you did meet with Satoko and her uncle. Then what? Then I'd ask whether it was true. Once I got the facts, I'd go from there. Please stop talking so vaguely. What exactly would you do? Even despite my tone being so provocative, Chie-sensei bit back her emotions and listened calmly. I thought then that she was a good teacher. Chie-sensei really did have her students' best interests at heart. But she didn't have the power or the authority to save Satoko. If she let her sense of justice run away with her, the situation could get more complex. Sensei folded her arms, and for a moment, she closed her eyes, as though mentally concentrating. And when they opened again, there was a strictness in her eyes I'd never seen before. There's a law called the Child Welfare Law. It clearly states that abuse against children will not be allowed, no matter who it is. So it would seem. Then what? I'd contact the prefecture's Child Consultation Center. You said just now that I would have been turned away, didn't you? Child welfare officers can bring the police with them if the situation demands. They will not submit to intimidation. How many days would it take after you contact the social worker and submit the paperwork for her to be saved? It would be the same day. Their job is to guarantee the immediate safety of children. I know that. That's if they decide there's an urgent need. If they didn't, then they do the same as you. They go from there. They just wait and see, right? They just watch. It would make Satoko's uncle's mood sour, and Satoko would be stuck with him there. Punchy-chan, that's going a little too far. I'm not lying, am I? Last year, or the year before, whatever, that's exactly what happened when the child welfare people came, isn't it? And what happened then? You see, you and Sensei would know about it a lot better than I would. I had said too much. I didn't need Mian to tell me that. I was talking crazy and itching for a fight. I was supposed to be telling her about the situation only after I was sure she could save Satoko, but I basically told her everything right from the start. Chie-sensei looked at the clock, stood up, and picked up the phone at the principal's seat. Hello? Put me through to extension 3455, please. Is this okay, Punchy-chan? Is this really okay? It was too late. The dice had been cast. Now we could only pray. Oh, thank you for answering my call. I'm Chi, a licensed teacher at the Hinamazawa branch school. Would Director Watanabe happen to be in the guidance office? Yes, that's right. Something urgent came up, so I'd like to contact the principal as soon as I can. Yes. Thank you. Please tell him immediately. Yes. Thank you. The teacher put down the phone, and tilted her head back, and took a breath, like I always did. I'll ask the two of you again. Are the rumors going around class really true? Yes. Yesterday, I went to Satoko's house, and I saw for myself just how bad it really is. You can leave the rest to me. I'll definitely do something for Satoko-chan. Something? Please stop saying such ambiguous things. Not something. We have to save her. If they end up deciding to wait and see again, how do you plan on taking responsibility? While I was yelling, the phone rang. Chie-sensei snatched up the receiver first. Hello. Oh, I apologize for interrupting your training. Yes. Actually, it's about the issue with Satoko Hoju-san. Yes. Sensei waved us away, telling us we could leave now. Mie went up to leave, but I held my ground. I had a responsibility to make sure she stopped saying such vague, ambiguous things. If it didn't look like she was going to say anything substantial, then I'd tell them the truth, even if I had to steal the phone from her. Yes. No, I haven't contacted them yet. Yes. I haven't confirmed it, but it seems pretty bad from what the children are saying. It's not just pretty bad. Do something about it. Right now. If you're going to report it, then I don't care who you tell. But I swear, if you end up just waiting and watching, I will never forgive you. I yelled angrily at Sensei and the principal on the other end. I wanted it to somehow, some way, convey to them just how dangerous her situation was right now. I understand that. I will tell them as much. Mien-kun, please take Mirabara-kun back to the classroom. Yes, ma'am. Let's go, Punchy-chan. We should leave this to the teachers now. You better promise. Until the very last moment, I glared at Sensei. Chie-sensei was being pressured by the likes of me. Idiot. This isn't the time to feel pressured. Now's the time when you give me a firm nod and that'll set my mind at ease. Even so, we've already left things in her hands. At this point, we really can't do anything but pray. Bang! Mien shut the door to the teacher's lounge. Woof! Yeah, things got really heated there. I don't really know what to say because, like I've mentioned before, this thing has gotten, I would say out of hand, but also how I can't really speculate because I don't want to speculate about something so serious as child abuse, but you'd think this would be like the necessary steps, but Punchy's right. If something happens, they've hidden it before. What's to stop them from doing it now, you know? Alright, let's get through this tip. And we'll end it there for... Oh, there's 2 tips. Article. Article 2. Definition of child abuse. The term child abuse means that the following acts committed by a custodian, meaning a person who exercises parental authority, a guardian of a minor or other person who is currently engaged in the custody of a child. Oof, what a mouthful. Hereinafter the same shall apply. Against a child, meaning a person who is under 18 years of age, hereinafter the same shall apply. 1. Assault the child in a manner that will cause or is likely to cause external injury on the body of the child. 2. Engage in indecency against the child or cause a child to engage in indecency. 3. Substantially reduce the amount of food for the child or abandon and neglect the child for a long time period in a manner that may interfere with normal development of a child mentally or physically, or otherwise materially fail to perform the duty of a custodian. Or 4. Speak or behave in a manner that would be significantly traumatic to the child. Article 3. Prohibition of child abuse. No person shall abuse a child. Law number, Act number 82 of 2000. Authored by the Minister of Health and Welfare. One thing that got me is it externally cause harm. I mean, I think if they could cause abuse, that would internally cause harm, but not on the outside, which is what they seem to have been doing, right? She was still abused, probably mostly mentally by by her aunt and uncle, well, her and Satoshi, but it seemed like, kind of like, actually it's interesting now I think about it, how they showed, what's his name, Oishi-san do that to Punchy, where he caused like immense pain on on Punchy's shoulders, but it didn't actually leave a mark or anything. It just hurt immediately at the time. So I don't know, like, I feel like that was, you know, like I said, you can't really take anything from the story just kind of offhandedly. That was probably to show something. Alright, Tip 2, statistics from the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Year 19-something. Principal abusers in case of reported to the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Oh. Total 5,352. Mother by blood 2,943. 55%. Mother not by blood 203. 3.8%. Father by blood 1,445. 27%. Father not by blood 488. 9.1%. Year 19-something. Instances by type of abuse in cases reported to the Ministry of Health and Welfare. Total 5,352. Physical abuse 2,780. 51.9%. Neglect, abandonment of child 1,728. 32.3%. Psychological abuse 458. 8.6%. Forbidden from going to school 75. 1.4%. Sexual violence 311. 5.8%. Satoko, oh man. I'm getting like goosebumps, but in a different way from like the fear of the other chapters. Oh man. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and let's see how this is gonna affect Satoko. Bye bye.